Welcome back. Let's bring in Mr. Denny Fetayo. He is the CEO of Megastar Magazine, joining us virtually. Mr. Fetayo, thank you so much for staying with us and coming through this morning.
Yeah, thank you. My pleasure to be here. Good morning.
New Telegraph is where we start from. So it leads with terror war. Trump sends 100 more military personnel to Nigeria. The riders, America sanctions 8 Nigerians over links to Boko Haram, cybercrime. NGF set to tackle insecurity across Nigeria, says killings in Niger heartbreaking. FG warns against enlisting abroad after reports of Nigeria's death in Ukraine. That's the page 2, 3, and 6 read in the New Telegraph. What do you make of that story, Mr. Fetayo?
First and foremost, when you have an issue or a challenge that is beyond what you can comprehend, what you can deal with, it's expected of you to call on your ally. But it now depends at which area they are going to come in. If hardware, training, supporting, and all of that, monitoring, etc., to make sure that we put this war behind us, because economically is not telling good when it comes to Nigerian ratings, saying that, oh, this part of the country you can do your business, this part of the country don't go to that place. Somehow there's a way that it reduces our mark when it comes to when it has to do with international community or foreign direct investment, etc., So sending 100 more military personnel to Nigeria, for training, for collaboration, so that they can win this war and put it behind us, I think is a good one. And those people who are involved, what I would plea is that they should make it transparent. It's not to be done in a behind the camera or off camera or whatever it is. So let us know, shame them publicly if they deserve to be. If they deserve to, let them pay the penalty of what the crime they have committed, their sponsor, those who are supplying them arms, etc., So, but they should make it public so that it will serve as a deterrent to those who might think that they can destabilize the nation, or those who profiting from this terror war that is ongoing in Nigeria. But above all, we need more allies to put this war to an end.
Interesting. Let's get to the Vanguard newspaper now, which takes a departure from security for its front page story, but looks at what has been dominating the headlines in the last 1 week. Take a look at this Electoral Act hide and seek game in Abuja as reps avoid joint meeting. Interesting. Reps avoid joint meeting. And this is despite assurances from the leadership of the House that indeed, a decision that augurs well for all will be reached eventually. But the riders provide an insight into what happened in the National Assembly yesterday. Meeting rescheduled to late night at Senate President's Lodge in Maitama. How to make electronic transmission of results glitch-free in 2027. Take note of the words, glitch-free. Telcos dismiss inadequate infrastructure claim of Senate as half-truth, say Nigeria has capacity for real-time e-transmission. Haunted by 2023 glitches, stakeholders demand guarantees, not promises. And lastly, NAS to tidy up Electoral Act Amendment Bill today. Mr. Fetayo, you have, many options to choose from this host of riders on what to react to. Go ahead.
First and foremost, the Senate, they are of the opinion that it should, because of internet, whatever it is, the collating officer could not do his or her job. That perhaps all those results from polling unit have been signed and can then transmit that, and House of Rep is saying everything is just electronically transmitted. Where I think they can, so many times in the past they've disagreed. They just need to harmonize and give Nigeria what they desire. I read a report yesterday that Finland had been voted as the best place in the world for family to live. And I was there about 3 years ago, and where they won best country in the world back to back for 5 years. And one of the key points that gave them or that made them that country was that their parliament, they don't just come together and say, this is what we want to do. Each rep will go to their individual constituency. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? It is what the people say. That is what they will bring to the floor of the house and debate and fine tune. We in Nigeria have been crying for free, fair, and credible election, and let me use the word glitch-free election. So what is that? It's not a big deal for them to give it to Nigeria, so that we can be sure that okay, our vote will be counted. Whoever we choose or Nigerian choose to lead them, to be their leader come 2027, will be the person that Nigeria actually wants. So whatever it is, both House of Rep or Senate, please, they should just do this for Nigerians, and Nigeria put them there to go and represent them regardless of their constituency or senatorial district. We are begging, we are asking, but I hope that they will do the needful, because in the past they've been having misunderstanding. I will just pray that they harmonize things so that we can move forward as well.
Now, speaking of move forward, let's move on to the Guardian newspaper. Leads with 2027 as well. Protesters storm National Assembly as debate on Electoral Act resumes. It's a page 6 read on the front page. And I think it's something we have spoken about time and again. And maybe to touch on this story, relief for Nigerians as food inflation eases to single digit after 10 years. So let's maybe just take a quick sample. Mr. Fetayo, do you feel this relief?
Number, whether it's 1% when it comes to economy, is very, very important. But the relief that I would have been asking is interest rate when it comes to businesses that drives economy, especially small and medium businesses. Informal sector, they can have access to this. But it's a good one to Nigeria, but I'm not sure people who are still feeling it. Inflation coming down to 1 digit, people are still complaining. How can you say somebody 70,000 minimum wages when things are skyrocketing in the market? Yes, bag of rice came down a bit, this and that came down a bit, but is your pocket, do you have that purchasing power to make sure that even if it is 1 digit or whatever it is? But let's just hope that it still continue to come down. But it's a plus for this administration if they say in the last 10 years we have 1 single digit, and we just hope that the Nigerian can feel that in their pocket, they can have more purchasing power, and even the minimum wage, even if it can be double, it's a good one for me anyway.
Okay, so you're feeling it, right? The food inflation easing. You're experiencing it when you go to the markets. Well, maybe you shop at the supermarket, Mr. Fetayo. Maybe that's why. But just to get that off you.
No, not really. But it's just towards December. We know that that was why I mentioned in particular that bag of rice. 8, 9, 10 months ago, I know how much it was when we want to do something, and they said it has come to this. I was surprised. I went, okay. Let's hope that it's getting better.
Good, because I wanted to humanize this, because the figures tell one thing, but the reality says another. And for a lot of people, they say, it looks like for the APC, at least the continuum, they create a problem and then they solve it, and it's something to celebrate, in a manner of speaking, right? But we'll get into some of these other issues during the course of a program. But that's it with the front page of the Guardian newspaper. Jeffrey.
All right, so let's go to other papers. Let's see what this Nigeria is saying. This Nigeria is leading with, of course, the controversial issues. 2027 National Assembly considers new January dates for election. Joint Electoral Act harmonization collapses. Members absent at crucial meeting. I know you've mentioned that, so maybe I'll move on to others, because nobody wants to be in the bad books of the Nigerian people. I think the Nigerian people are very clear on what they want without ambiguity. It is the political class that are trying to, do what they can, typical of politics, to give their own explainers as to what they are trying to do. But let's see how that plays out immediately. But let's go to the story just besides the picture. So FCTA releases list of approved RFO for regularized area councils land allocation. We also see the ops just besides the nameplate, active voice subscription reaches 171.7 million in Q2 of 2025, according to the MBS. Where I got curious about that, because one of the bone of contention with the Electoral Act, especially Clause 60, Sub 3, has to do with technological advancement in terms of network coverage and broadband penetration. Mr. Fetayo.
Yes, I will start from the top one, active voice. Communication is making wave, is reaching the unreached and all of that. Even the number of voters or will-be voters, I'm not sure we've had 171 million. So if our network communication, internet can reach or can get to these people all over Nigeria, I don't think transmission of electoral result or election result rather should be a problem for us. It's just for them to synergize, do a mock election and see the area that you have challenges, talking about logistics, the riverine area, how should they cover them, how should they, those are the things should be put in perspective. But it's a good one anyway, 171 million. That means the market is growing, the penetration is good. And also the FCTA release list of approved. All these things should be digitalized. Sometimes you want to check something, you must visit the agency before you can, ask questions before. But whatever it is they are releasing, but everything should be digitalized, that you can sit in the comfort of your room, go to their website, make your inquiry, and get your result on time, or your paper process, and not that you submit, you have to visit, and all of that. But whatever it is they are doing in FCT, they can digitalize it and simplify the land allocation or RFO or CFO, whatever it is they want to call it. But in overall, I just wish that we put our house in order come 2027, because Nigeria are actually looking forward to it. We don't need all these minor issues to disturb us or to derail us from what Nigerians actually want. I pray that we have a wonderful outing come 2027. We have 171 million coverage. Why can't we do less than 30 million voters to transmit their results real time and online?
Okay, Mr. Fetayo, thank you so much for bringing to bear your thoughts on this particular part of the program that has to do with the headlines. Almost, thank you. Mr. Adeni Fetayo is the CEO of Megastar Magazine and a journalist. Thank you, sir. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk the economy. So the numbers are out. The MBS is irregular numbers. Every 15th of the succeeding month, we get to numbers of the previous month. So as we see, 15% inflation literally tapering from 25 after it was rebased, and now food inflation has hit 8% or so, single digit for the first time in a very long while. What does this mean? Kelvin Emmanuel, an economist, will join us in just a moment to break it down. Journalist.